You know those moments in movies when the entire world slows down, the wind shifts, and some dramatic music starts playing in the background? Yeah, that happened to me. Except instead of violin orchestra, I heard my car alarm going off because I accidentally leaned on the key fob. Very heroic, very masculine. I was standing outside the grocery store holding a bag of off-brand cereal and microwavable mac and cheese when I saw her. Emma Carter, my childhood friend, my backyard mud pie partner, my hide-and-seek champion, the girl who once cried because I told her she threw a baseball like a squirrel. And apparently, the girl who now looked like the universe had spent a suspicious amount of time designing her. She stepped out of a black SUV, sunglasses on, hair catching the late afternoon sun like it was auditioning for a shampoo commercial. She wasn't a shy girl with bangs anymore. She was confident, glamorous, the kind of woman who made you instinctively suck in your stomach and question every life decision. "Ethan," she said, lowering her shades. My name never sounded important until it came out of her mouth. And then, bam, nostalgia hit me so hard I nearly dropped the cereal. "Emma," I croaked, my voice deciding, in that moment, to imitate a rusty garden gate. She smiled. Oh, I knew that smile. Sweet on the surface, chaotic underneath. But this version, it was sharp, purposeful, almost dangerous. "It's been a long time," she said, walking toward me with the confidence of a woman who knew people rotated their heads 180 degrees just to get a better look. "Yeah, I managed." "Wow, you look different." "Good different?" she asked, raising an eyebrow. "Great different. Like superhero origin story different." She laughed. A soft, quick laugh. But behind it, something unreadable. Something plotting. And that's when I noticed the way she studied my face, as if evaluating a target. I didn't know it yet, but the girl I used to make mud pies with had come back with a mission. And I was the mission. 2 days. That's how long it took. 2 days after running into her, she was standing in my doorway with 2 suitcases, a duffel bag, and the casual announcement. "I'm staying in town for a few months. Your guest room free." And like a responsible adult with well-defined boundaries, I said, "Absolutely. Yes, move in immediately. Do you want the bigger bedroom too?" She laughed at me again. Emma walking into my apartment was the exact moment my life turned from quiet, predictable adult existence into somebody call Netflix, because this is a pilot episode. She unpacked like she owned the place. Within an hour, my bathroom smelled like lavender. My kitchen counters had fresh fruit on them, fruit. In my apartment, and she had rearranged my living room for better energy flow. "You like a tornado?" I said. "A pretty one, I hope." "The prettiest." She paused, just a little, like she wasn't expecting me to say it out loud. Then she smirked, the kind of smirk that made my nervous system reconsider its wiring. "Oh, Ethan," she said lightly, "you're going to make this so easy." I should have asked, "Make what easy?" But no, my brain was too busy trying to decode the scent of her shampoo. That night, I found her in the kitchen eating cereal from my bowl, wearing one of my hoodies, looking like a Pinterest board titled Cozy Heart Destroyers. "You okay?" she asked when she caught me staring. "Yeah, just thinking." "About me?" she asked, teasing but also not. Maybe I should have lied. Maybe I should have played it cool. But childhood friends don't lie. Not when their hearts are beating like malfunctioning washing machines. "Yeah," I admitted, and she smiled to herself like a girl who just flipped over the first domino in a very large chain reaction. I swear Emma took a course called How to Emotionally Destroy Ethan in 6 weeks or less. Every day, she escalated. "Ethan, can you zip my dress? Ethan, can you help me stretch before my run? Ethan, don't you think we'd make a cute couple? Hypothetically, HYPO the Dakali." I was dying, actually dying. There are crime scenes with less emotional chaos. One morning, she sat on the couch beside me, way too close, her knee touching mine, the kind of touch that sets off fireworks and existential crises. "You're still the same sweet guy," she said softly. "You didn't change at all, did you? Is that a good thing?" I asked. She tilted her head. "I haven't decided yet." Then she stood up, stole the last slice of my pizza, kissed my cheek, and walked out the door like she hadn't just reset my heartbeat like a malfunctioning computer. It wasn't fair. No one warned me childhood friends could return looking like heartbreak, wrapped in denim jackets and perfect confidence. But something else was happening too. She watched me. Closely. Too closely. Like she wanted to see my reaction to everything she did. Like she wanted me to fall. And I was definitely falling. Well, I didn't know. She wasn't flirting because she liked me. She was flirting because she planned to break my heart. And she was doing a fantastic job of phase one. It happened after a thunderstorm. Of course it did. Emotional revelations never happen during daylight while eating tacos. No, they demand dramatic weather. Lightning flashed through the living room as Emma curled up on the couch, staring at nothing. "You okay?" I asked. She didn't answer. "Emma." Finally, she whispered. "Do you remember the day I moved away?" "Yeah, we were 12. You cried. I tried to make a joke, and you threw your backpack at me." Her voice softened. "I cried because of you." A pause. A painful one. "What do you mean?" She looked at me then, really looked at me, and the confident, teasing mask she always wore slipped just a little. "You told everyone at school I was clingy. You said I followed you around like a lost puppy. They teased me for months." I froze. "Oh, that. I hadn't thought about that in years. It was a dumb joke. A stupid, careless kid thing. But to her, it hadn't been small. It had stuck." She continued. "So when I saw you again, I thought maybe I could make you fall for me. Maybe I could make you feel what I felt." My chest tightened. "So all the flirting, all of this was revenge." She nodded slowly. At first, her voice cracked just a little. "But you're not the boy I remembered. And I didn't expect that." Silence. Only rain. Only the sound of two people remembering 12-year-old versions of themselves and realizing those ghosts were still sitting in the room. The next few days were weird. Not bad. Just quiet. Careful. Like we'd stepped on emotional landmines and were waiting to see which one exploded next. One night, she came into my room wearing pajamas and an expression that told me she'd rehearsed something in her head at least 20 times. "Ethan," she whispered, "can we talk?" "Yeah, always." She sat on the edge of my bed, hands clasped like she was holding her own heart together. "I need to say this before I lose my nerve," she began. "I came back wanting revenge. I wanted to break you, hurt you, make you pay. Emma. But then you held the door for me and cooked dinner for me and fixed the shelf in the bathroom for me. And you looked at me like I was someone worth choosing." Her voice trembled, and suddenly revenge felt stupid. My breath caught. She continued, quieter now. "I didn't want to break your heart anymore. I wanted to protect it. I didn't move, didn't speak, didn't even blink. And now I'm afraid I'm the one who's falling." My heartbeat was a drum solo. I reached out and touched her hand, just lightly, and she inhaled sharply like touch itself was too much. "Emma," I said gently, "you could have told me. I was scared you'd laugh at me again." I shook my head. "I'm not 12 anymore." She smiled sadly. "I know. That's the problem. I like this version of you. Way too much." It was the rawest she had ever been with me, and it shattered something inside my chest in the best possible way. We didn't get together right away. Movies lie about that part. Real life is messy, eh? Two people with history don't just snap together like Lego bricks. But one day, we ended up in the kitchen making pancakes. She was wearing my hoodie. I was trying not to burn anything. She was laughing at my cooking failures. I was pretending I didn't love the sound. And then she said, casually, "I'm not leaving after a few months." I looked up. "You're staying?" "Yeah." She stirred the batter like she wasn't dropping emotional bombs. "Turns out breaking your heart wasn't as fun as I thought." "Oh, falling for you was way more interesting." She walked over, tapped flour onto my nose, and whispered, "So what are you going to do about it?" I didn't plan my answer. Didn't think. Didn't hesitate. I just kissed her. Soft. Certain. Long overdue. She melted into it, hands sliding up my chest, her breath catching in that way that told me she'd wanted this as much as I had. When we finally broke apart, she whispered, "So this is our new beginning?" I nodded. "Yeah, but I should warn you." She raised a brow. "Warn me about what?" "I fall hard." She grinned. "Then it's a good thing I came prepared." "Prepared for what?" I asked. "To catch you." And just like that, the girl who came back to break my heart became the woman I handed it to willingly. My childhood friend. My Heartbreaker, My Second Chance, My Home.